I once spent a night in jail. I know everyone says it, but I didn't do shit. I was attacked by a bouncer at a nightclub in my hometown because some girl who I had history with was there, and she had the nerve to lie to a bouncer and tell him I was touching her and her friends inappropriately. When I never even said a word to them, the bouncer came and put his hands on me and started pushing me out of the club. And honestly, I pushed back in my drunken state. And of course, cops were outside the bar between a drunk guy and a club bouncer. Who are they going to side with? Well, I end up handcuffed in the back of a cop car and I'm escorted to jail where I spent the night. All that was in the cell was one wooden bar for sitting on. And this other guy besides me. He asked what I'm in for and I told him for bullshit. I took one look at the guy and I knew I didn't belong here. He had tattoos on his face. He was missing a front tooth, and he just had this face that said, "Don't mess with me or I'll cap you." I didn't want to rub him the wrong way, so I just tried talking with him if he talked to me. At one point, I did open up to him a bit just because of my anger at the situation, and I needed to vent. During this time I told him some delicate info like where I was from, which is definitely the nicer side of town. I told him how I had people over that night since my parents were away, and we all pre-games and went to the club. I basically told them the rundown of the whole night since I was drunk. I wanted to just try and sleep, but he'd keep talking to me and it was getting annoying. Eventually, I think he caught on and shut up. The next morning we had to go to court because yes, sadly, I was charged with assault and trespassing. 2 bogus charges and my cellmate had to go too. I saw the judge before him though. He was one of the other offenders in the back of the court listening to my charges. I was released with a future court date set. A complete nightmare. But that night when I was at home and all the windows were open. So I heard everything from outside. I was hearing footsteps circling the house, multiple sets of footsteps. I started to shut all my windows one by one on the first floor. Then I got to the backyard door, which is a sliding glass door looking out to the deck. I curiously flicked on the deck light and immediately 2 dudes ran out from the light into the darkness. I recognized one of them to be my cellmate. I closed the blind to the door and continued closing the rest of the windows. I couldn't believe he found me, but he was obviously there to rob our house blind. After I told him how my parents were away, he must have seen dollar signs. When I told him the side of town I was in and he probably heard my name called in the courtroom. And one quick Google search of my simple name turned up my address. The 2 dudes took off, I believe, because I didn't hear from them the rest of the night and never told my parents I was arrested because of that. I never told them about how my cellmate almost came and robbed our house.